Say hey everyone, welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. My name is Jose Bouquett. Alongside me is my guy Dabby Cab. Dabby Cab is going to be a fun show, maybe a quicker show than most Saturday shows. Obviously, we have the Kentucky Derby stream going on right now as well. So shout out to them. Go watch some Kentucky Derby action today with the guys. Hopefully after this show, but it's a good time nonetheless. Either way on the pub. So I'm excited to talk about these games. Cab, how are you? How's the baseball going? He's already muted.
Yeah, fuck it, bro. It's early. I don't care right now. But I've been keeping my volume low. It's paid off. I've only had like 12 bets in the last 2 weeks, which is crazy because to me that still seems like a normal amount of bets. But 9-3 the last 2 weeks, the low volume has been it's been all right. I've been betting a little bit more per game, but I've kind of just been focusing in. Today I've for sure got 2 bets. I might have a third one. So yeah, I'm ready to get to this.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a sparse card for me as well. I'm not exactly sure what I'll be moving on. We're going to talk everything out in the chat today. Coming off of a 3-play day, 2-1, so pretty successful. Shout out to the Boston Red Sox for cashing yet again. Pretty easy, not really a sweaty game there. Got a little dicey in like the 5th innings, but the Boston Red Sox offense continues to prevail. Let's see if we're on them again today. But I have a feeling this is going to be a fun day of baseball, Dabby Cab, as I have to power through these burps or whatever I've got going on right now. But it's going to be a fun day of baseball nonetheless. We appreciate everyone watching the program as always. Let's get right into it. Shout out to everyone, Rocco, Brad Summersell, Deshaun G, Rick J, Justin McElvey, Brad Summersell. Shout out to Justin with the stacks pot today. Anthony Davis, over 42.5 PRA, plus 106. Keep putting those pods out, my man, Justin. So it's a fun time putting them out. It's a good way to sweat. And yes, Rocco, we did hit the Tigers too. So shout out to you, my man. Good day yesterday. Let's keep it rolling today. Let's start off with our first matchup of this lovely Saturday slate. Let's talk Tigres versus the Cardinals, who have been absolutely horrible this year. Like TJ and everyone was saying in the chat yesterday, they've lost every first game of the series in every new series so far this year. So it's really tough to back the Cardinals in any sense right now, especially when you go out there and you get smacked. Let me see what the final score was. 5-4. It wasn't a smacking, but they obviously lost the game to the Tigers, and no one wants to lose to the fucking Tigers. So honestly, I ended up having to pass here just because I want to see what Adam Wainwright does. Is his return from, I believe it was like a hamstring injury. Let me double check for everyone. He was out after the Baseball World Classic. Groin injury. It was a groin injury. Out after the Baseball World Classic. He's kind of an old man. We all know that. He's had some rehab starts this year, 2 in AA, 1 in AAA. They've all been, not that great. Last time out at AAA, 5 2/3, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 home run, 9 Ks, and 1 walk. So he'll take the K to walk ratio, but giving up some contact. And then before that, 4 1/3, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 K, 1 walk. I just don't want to back Adam Wainwright here. And ultimately, again, I think you should just back the Tigers against lefties only, really, right now. So pretty easy pass game to start off the card. Another mute dog.
Same as far as passing on this. Detroit 17-13 is an underdog this season against the run line. Cardinals 3-9 is a favorite on the run line. I think it's surprising to everyone to see how bad the Cardinals have been playing, but they've been terrible to anybody who's been backing them as a bettor. If you've trusted them, you've been burned. The only 2 teams that have been worse as of Friday are the A's and the Royals, who have been worse as far as money goes this season, other than St. Louis. So, it's hard to expect that Adam Wainwright's just going to be completely lights out in his debut. I wouldn't get behind that, and I definitely wouldn't get behind St. Louis at minus 180 here. It's not. It's Detroit or pass, so I'm off.
Agreed, especially because last night it was minus 210 for the Cardinals, and it's just dropping towards the Tigers. Tigers are I think they're a second place ball club right now in the AL Central. They've been playing well. Shout out to my guy Eduardo Rodriguez, who's had a breakout year this year. But yeah, I had nothing on this game really. Cap, by the way, Paco asking if you took a little Darvish last night.
I wish I did not.
Fair enough. Let's move on because we might be talking about that game here shortly. Let's talk. Let's not talk Detroit. We just talked about them. Miami versus the Chicago Cubs here. And a Cubs team that is starting to get a little tricky. I understand they're hitting well, et cetera, but it's the prices are starting to get a little outrageous for these Cubs. Minus 185 is tough. Drew Smiley has been okay this year, I suppose, but it's not really anything that I I love backing. Really, it's tough. He went 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run last time at the Nationals. That's the Nationals, so shout out to him. He had a good start against the Padres, 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs. And then a good one against the Dodgers, 7 2/3, 1 hits, no earned runs, 10 Ks. That was the almost perfect game he had against them. So, I mean, I guess it's Cubs or pass here because I don't trust the Ho man, obviously. Brian Hoeing is not a guy that I ever really want to back on any occasions. Let them bring up their numbers against righties. Full season here, Cubs against righties are now down to 8th, 109 weighted runs created plus. Last 2.5 weeks or so, they are still 8th, 107 weighted runs created plus against righties. So I don't want to back the Ho man. Smiley has been good, but minus 185 is obviously a little too much, and the -1 is probably too juiced as well for me here.
Yeah. So, Chicago, I know you were talking about it kind of, it's kind of at that point where it's seeming like they're hard to bet now, but Chicago, they just hit. That's what they do. They came into this game top 10 in batting average, slugging percentage. They're 4th in total hits, 5th in stolen bases, 9th in home runs. They got the 10th lowest strikeout rate in the MLB. So, this team's, well-rounded all the way at the plate. And on the mound, they've been good too. They're top 10 in walk to strikeout rates. So they haven't been walking people too much. And Smiley's been on a tear this season. He really has been doing good. And this is an offense here going against the Marlins that we know has very little to them. I don't expect the Marlins to, be a team that breaks out against Smiley and gets him off his roll here. So I think this is maybe a good spot for Chicago. I'm not backing them though.
Yeah, fair. I'm, like basically the same feelings. I think they're starting to get a little bit too pricey, but obviously Drew Smiley is very good, and the Miami Marlins are not. That's one of the rubs with this Miami Marlins squad. I wish they could hit a little bit to support their pitching, but only Luis Arias in that lineup is actually any good. So unfortunate for them. Let's move on. Next game: Colorado Rockies, New York Metropolitans, and let's hear from you guys in the chat as well. Shout out to your plays, whatever you guys are on. Like Justin's on the over 9 in the Cubs game as well, and Saturated asking about what are we on in the Tigers game here. I didn't move on anything. Saturated, nothing for us there. I lean Tigers though. I lean Tigers for sure. Let's dig like we talked about, or like we were about to hit. Let's talk about Rockies Mets. Shout out to Senga. Senga dominated last night. I was impressed by to see a stat line at the very least. Again, it's one of those cases where it's kind of tough to bet these Metropolitans at this price. I like Miguel. I think the Mets win. But what are you going to bet here? I lean over too. Over 8.5 seems kind of light. Miguel could get touched up here. The Rockies, of course, are bad. That is breaking news for anyone that has not been watching baseball. The Rockies are bad. 26, 80 weighted runs created plus full season against righties. 25th last 2 weeks, 77. So it's really tough to back the Rockies in most occasions. And, I feel like everyone usually bets them at home. On the road is kind of dice. And by the way, Miguel, he's been fine this year. 5 2/3, 4 hits, 3 earned runs against the Braves. At the Giants, 4 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs. And then at the Dodgers, 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs. There, 2 home runs allowed. So I've been semi-impressed with Tyler Miguel. I've been one of his biggest supporters since last year, but it's obviously not the same as last year so far, and we'll see how it goes. The league's obviously adjusted a bit to his velocity and all that good stuff that he's changed. So I pass again here, Cab, unfortunately. I know you guys might hear that a lot of passes today, but that's just what it is, unfortunately.
Who cares how much you pass as long as you win the bets that you do make? Shout out to our guy, Jake Burns, Rick J in the chat, Rocco. Rocco said Rockies are past. Jake Burns said Mets suck. Minus 220, no way. Rick J said Colorado first 5 on his list, even though he hasn't bet anything. I think you guys are all in the same boat that we are. Rockies have won 4 of their last 5 games and 2 of their last 3 road games. They're playing well offensively. They've scored 31 runs in their last 4 games. I don't even see any reason why they don't keep playing well here. They've hit the ball well against right-handers, so coming up against Miguel, however the fuck you want to say it, Jose.
Well, last time you called my man fucking Kevin Gausman, Kevin Goose.
Bro, I don't give a shit how I say somebody's name. I'm just gonna read it however.
Too. He can't be Latin. He just shit his pants that day as well.
Yeah, exactly. Which is what was gonna happen. I figured he would, so that's why I said his name wrong. Right. Mets have lost 5 of their last 6 games and 5 of their last 6 home games. They've been terrible. They've struggled offensively in recent games. They've scored only 6 runs in their last 3 games. Their offensive struggles are going to continue here. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. They don't hit the ball well against left-handers. And Gomber's actually done a pretty good job on the mound in his recent starts. So he gave up 1 run in his last 2 starts. He gave up 4 runs and 2 starts against the Mets here. So it's a team he's familiar with. I'd go with Colorado. Yeah, that's all. That's where I was getting at.
Good. By the way, both pitchers are due for regressing according to Craig Wood, over 8.5 and pass. And Justin saying, why bet the Mets at 4 when the Heat's game's on at 2:30? Makes sense. Justin, what are you on the Heat game? Let us know. And yeah, you guys all are basically the same thought. I mean, the Mets are the favorites for a reason here. The Rockies are bad, but I think any wise gambler would say dog or pass here. No one wants to lay minus 220 on a fucking Mets team. So move on. Next game here, Yankees versus the Rays. And did they lose? I'm so disconnected with the world right now. I don't remember any of the scores from last night. But the Yankees-Rays game, it got a little tension. It was a 5-4 win for the Rays. So I was going to bet the -1 yesterday. Would have pushed, but it was a little juicy. I mean, honestly, again, every time the Rays are at home, I would just bet the -1, bet them in however way you want to, because they're just that good at the road at home. Interesting though, it was -180 last night, now down to -170 for Drew Rasmussen. It's actually -190 last night. So I'm a little concerned in that aspect. People liking the Yankees a little more today. Domingo Germán has pitched, I don't want to say good, because I wouldn't want him on my ball club per se, but he's been overall fine this year as well. And again, it's just the Rays at home are just always seeming like just juggernauts. Let's shout out Domingo's last 3 starts as well. Coming off of I don't know if I'm going to call it career best, but I'll say career best start against the Cleveland Guardians. 8 1/3, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 6 Ks, 1 walk. I mean, I don't want to back a pitcher coming off of potentially his best career start, I'll be honest. Especially when it's Domingo Germán, someone that I'm not fond of to begin with. We all know who Drew Rasmussen is. Rays -1 here would be my play if you can get it at a decent price. And obviously keep an eye out for those fireworks today, because Randy Arozarena hits a home run. The Yankees hit him in back-to-back at-bats. The Rays were pissed. We'll see how that operates today. So
there you go. Yankees are going to have a hard time generating runs without their power threats. We all know that, but without Judge and Stanton, this offense is just a little less scary, and they really weren't that scary to begin with this year. Overall, Yankees are just 24th in runs scored in baseball, while the Rays are first. Germán also supports an ERA north of 6 on the road. He's given up. I mean, he's given it up on the road this year, and that doesn't go well against a Rays team that is first in baseball in home runs. Germán's already given up 7 home runs this year, so I think this is a good spot for them maybe to go deep again here. Rays are hitting 263 at home, slugging 570. I don't see any reason why the A's, or I just said A's, Jesus Christ. The Rays offense doesn't keep rolling right here. I like the Rays. I might get behind them first 5 on the run line, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bad last place squad against one of the best teams in baseball. That's kind of what it is. The Yankees have not been good this year. They have no Judge, no Mike.
You know what I like? Shout out to our guy, Eric Jones. He said he took the over 7.5. I might take the first 5 over here on this one.
Eric, why do you like the over there, Eric? I understand Drew Rasmussen has been, I guess, struggling. At the White Sox, 5 innings, 9 hits, 3 earned runs there, 1 home run allowed. Houston, 4 2/3, 9 hits, 5 earned runs. And then Cincinnati, 5 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs. I could see it, but I still believe in Drew Rasmussen bouncing back and pitching well here. So, yeah, Rays are nothing here for me as well. Rays -1, I guess, for nothing. Let's check the chat real quick here. Jake Burns liking that -1.5 for the first 5. Shout out to you, my man. That's big balls there. Last night, by the way, RVD 420. Fuck yeah, little parlay for plus 1896 there. Shout out to you, my man, RVD 420. Yeah, and Justin's saying until they regress, just bet the Rays and go to sleep. That's what it seems like, honestly. That's what it really does seem like. So I will move on from this game. No official plays from either of us. Just 2 leans on the Rays, I guess. I mean, it's easy. It's super easy to say that. It doesn't take a fucking educated capper to say that, but that's what we're on right now. So let's move on to our next game. A good game from last night. Twins Guardians here. This will be a division battle that we'll be watching throughout the year. I think the Twins are going to win the division. I've been a Twins guy all year. And they're in first right now, obviously, and I'm feeling good about myself, but I still not going to count out this Guardian squad. They're really good. Logan Allen back on the bump here. First of all, there's a lot of Logan Allen. You'll be shocked to hear this, Cab, but there's more than one Logan Allen in baseball. And this Logan Allen is particularly good. At the Red Sox last time, 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 8 Ks, 2 walks. Versus the Miami Marlins in his debut at home, 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run off a home run, 8 Ks, 1 walk. There, I think Logan Allen could be the real deal here. Just kind of scary to back him, and especially the fucking bats from the Guardians, Right now against Sonny Gray, well, I should say against righties in general, 17th full season, 100 weighted runs created plus on the dot. Last 2 weeks, 106 weighted runs created plus. That is 10th. So they've been a little better, but I've tried fading Sonny Gray this year. He stuck it up my ass. So I'm passing on this game, honestly. I can see a first 5 under, though. I can absolutely see a first 5 or a full game under in this game. I guess I'd much rather take the full game just because their bullpens are good as well, both squads, and you can have faith in them. But yeah, I like unders in this game. I think this will be a tight game, and it's too hard for me to tell who will be the winner in this game, honestly. I guess I lean Guardians because of their home team and they lost yesterday. Looked at. Yeah.
Where'd it go in the chat over here? Where'd it go? Somebody said it looked like it might be a Rays team total. I know that's jumping back to the last game, but the Rays team total at 4 is only -120. I don't think that's a bad bet. This is a spot where I don't want to go against Gray. I think he's going to keep the Twins in the game. He's got the .77 ERA through 6 games, which is just outstanding. Guardians have been hitting at home this season, not very well. They've just got a batting average of .222 with only 4 home runs. So they've been struggling at home. And the Twins are even worse on the road hitting, where they're batting just .210 and just .194 versus lefties, which is just fucking awful. So even on the surface, this game feels like, hey, why is the total low? Like maybe we're going to see some runs here. I don't know, man. Maybe I'd just go under. Cleveland has the 8th best bullpen ERA in baseball. I'd go under or pass. I don't know. I don't really have a lean on the side here. Maybe the Twins in the first 5 because you got Gray.
Yeah, again, and shout out to Eric Jones asking if me getting butt fucked by Sonny Gray hurt. It fucking hurt bad because I keep losing fucking units on that guy, fading him, and he's just been good. Shout out to Rocco, by the way. Logan Allen over K's in a little ladder spot there, 5.5, 6.5. So shout out to you, Rocco. I mean, he's got an 8 both last 2 starts. Why would he not? But yeah, I like the under in this game as well. A lot of people. This is a pretty back and forth game in the chat too. Some Cleveland in there. Some Twins love in there, but everyone on the under there, and a lot of Rays love as well for that team total too. So a Rays team total over 4, you said, Debbie Cap?
Yep.
I'm gonna write that down as well, because that's a good look. I like that. -120 is not bad. I'll be interested to see that. So, apologies for going a little out of order, guys, but we got to make the bets. Next game, let's talk Toronto Blue Jays versus my Pittsburgh Pirates here. And this is probably the most obvious spot on the board. If you know me and you know how I bet, I need to check the price, but I wrote it last night. This was an obvious Pittsburgh Pirates team total over spot for me. I considered taking the Pirates side as well, but maybe I'm just a bitch. But team total over 3.5. God damn it. 3.5 is minus 135. 4 at plus 115. Not my fucking favorite prices there. That really pisses me off that it's at minus 130. But yeah, I just think the Pirates get out there, score runs against Jose Barrios, who we all know who he is. He better at home, pitched better recently, but I think he struggles here on the road. So I like the Pirates today in a form or fashion. I will figure that out how I am going to bet them here soon. But again, chat, let me know what you guys are on, and Dabby Cab, let me know what you're on.
Yeah, so both of these teams struggled this week. They both entered the opener yesterday, coming off a sweep, or getting swept, not sweeping, getting swept. And I know Pittsburgh's been off to a good start this year, but you gotta kind of wonder how long their pitching is gonna last, man. Like, I mean, come on, you got guys like Velasquez and Rich Hill. Like, I don't know. I don't see it continuing here. I think this might be a spot where Toronto has enough players that have been playing kind of mediocre that might be looking to do a little bit of damage here in this game. I think maybe you take the Blue Jays in the first 5, but I'm off.
Very interesting. The way we both talk about this game, it feels like an over, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely feels like an over game here as well. Last time I checked, the total was at a 9, Cab. It's still at 9?
Let me pull it up. Hold up. I got you.
Don't worry. I'm making graphics for the later games in the show while I do this. So I appreciate you, Cap, and we appreciate everyone.
Yeah, it's still at 9
in the chat as always.
There's an 8.5 at a couple places.
By the way, Rocco saying absolute no touch game for me. Everyone was on the over yesterday, and today I'm just staying off. Interesting. If Eric Jones saying he's saying it might be an 8.5 now, that'd be not ideal as well. My man Rick J Jay's first 5. And by the way, Justin saying I was a day early on Pittsburgh Pirates team total on it again today. Shout out to Chocolate Waterfall for joining us as well. It's tough. It's a tough one. By the way, Joe Yurkovich just locked in Rays team total over 4 there, minus 115. Nice job, Dre. Joe, getting a good line there. I mean, what's Johan Oviedo, my man? Can we trust Johan? That's the real question. But I would love to get some plus money on the Pirates here. I really do think that Jose Barrios is hot dog water.
I don't like him that much.
And the thing, Oviedo, like you were saying, maybe the fucking princess didn't get to the fucking carriage and now riding back to in a pumpkin because 2 1/3, 9 hits, 7 earned runs against the fucking Washington Nationals last time out. It's like the opposite of the Domingo Germán appearance, I don't want to back a pitcher coming off of his best start of his career potentially. Do I want to back a pitcher coming off his worst start of his season this year so far? And honestly, normally I would. Gabby Cap, normally I would. I'm gonna refresh real quick and do a little batter versus pitcher looking real quick. I don't feel like there will be many at bats against him. Yeah, only 11 at bats, 12 plate appearances, I should say. And no one really has got to him, no home runs, so it's a small sample size, obviously. And Jose Barrios on the other side, really the only guy that's seen him a lot is Carlos Santana, 37 plate appearances there, but who knows and who cares about Carlos Santana. Yeah, guys in the chat, let us know what you guys are on in this game, if you guys are on anything. I want to bet the Pirates here. I'm leaning towards a team total just because I don't trust Johan. First 5 team total over 1.5 is minus 145, and the total and the full games being fucking juiced to 4 is kind of telling, I think. But we'll see. We'll see. I would not necessarily hate a first 5 over 5 in this game necessarily either. But as of right now, I'll be on Pirates team total over 4 at plus think it was 115. 115 is accurate. All right, so Pirates, a little action for me there. Arrgh! Let's move on. Next game, and by the way, Chocolate Waterfall liking the under in that game. Let's talk Tigers, or sorry, I can probably get the Tigers.
I just bet that team total with the Rays too, by the way.
Okay, lovely. White Sox Reds here. Fucking battle of bums here. I obviously wanted to take the Reds here, but I didn't. Not yet, at least. The White Sox are just horrible, and we used to think as the White Sox as lefty smashers back when they were actually good with Jose Abreu and all their actual whole team. But full season against lefties so far, 95 weighted runs created plus. That's 20th. So that last 2 weeks, 26, 161 plate appearances too, and 26 in the league, 68 weighted runs created plus. So absolutely leaning Reds here. Reds -1. If you want to eat the juice, take the Reds money line. Mike Clevenger just on top of being a despicable human being, as my guy says in that rant for Chicago sports, just not been good. Had some starts where it's like, okay, gets in there. First couple of starts, like, all right, great. He can go pitch now. Doesn't have to worry about the outside world and all the bullshit he had to deal with. But he got crushed last time. 5 innings. Well, not even that bad. 5 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 7 hits, 2 home runs there against the Rays. That's a good start against the Rays nowadays, honestly. And then touched up against the White Sox. 5 innings, 7 hits, 6 earned runs there. I mean, honestly, the Reds' offense is so bad, and that's really why I'm staying off of it. Dog or pass, or sorry, a favorite or pass here, and a rare occurrence for me. What are you thinking here?
I think that you could go under if you had to bet this game. I'd go under. Look, because some people are different. Like I don't have a ton of action, but some people like a ton of action. So I at least like to give a good opinion for it. If I was betting this, I'd go under. Chicago's already struggled hitting, and they're missing their top hitters here. A couple of their top hitters. The Chicago team, they're not only bad, but they're hurt from top to bottom. They're playing without 4 of their relief pitchers right now. Clevenger has not been good. He's allowed 14 hits, 8 runs, and only 10 innings over the last 2 starts. And Chicago has lost each of their last 8 games played on the road. So, White Sox are a team here that they struggle against lesser opponents, and I don't see anything that's going to change here. So I'm off this game. I'd either take the under or pass.
Cool. Under or pass there. You thinking that Clevenger? Well, I mean, obviously, again, the fucking Reds offense is so horrifically bad that if you take the under in any Reds game, you're probably feeling good for a lot of that time. So lean towards the under there, Dabby Cab. Thank you as always. By the way, shut the prime time 99 joining us as well. The drop the mic play of the day. Justin, good question. I don't know what's wrong with me when I get on these shows. Whenever I jump on a show, Dabby Cab, immediately I start burping. Just got all this random gases coming out of me, and now I just keep sneezing.
You guys heard it. Jose went from not being able to have a beer last week to going to parties doing a little freaking white girl with the white girls.
No. But I will say this, Dabby Cab. I'll tell you a story after we get off, and you'll laugh your fucking ass off. And it involves me just having the worst luck of all time. So let's move on. Let's talk Orioles Braves. A fucking great series here because the Orioles came out there and just bam, smacked them right in the fucking mouth yesterday. It was like 8-1 victory last time I saw it. Max Fried got fucking crushed in the press conference. I saw he's like, I'm going to remember this so this doesn't happen again. I'm like, God damn, the Baltimore Orioles are the team making fucking Max Fried, one of the best lefties in baseball, saying, I'll remember this feeling. I'll remember this so it doesn't happen again. Your Baltimore Orioles, they're just a good squad, guys. They're going to make the playoffs. I can almost guarantee that. They'll probably be the first wild card now, as it stands now, hosting a playoff game. So
they're not going anywhere with their pitching staff, but yeah, they'll probably.
I disagree. Their pitching staff's not been horrible this year.
No, they can make the playoffs. They're not going anywhere in the playoffs.
Okay, that's true. Yes, that's true. They won't. They can't unfortunately beat guys like Spencer Strider's in game ones of playoff games. But at plus 205, I mean,
yeah, you just take the -1 in the first 5.
I honestly, if I know you don't like fading the Braves, and that's one of your rules this year. Don't fade the Braves; they're good as fuck. Just value wise, I'm taking the Orioles here. I have no play on this game. Spencer Strider, again, we know who Spencer Strider is.
Wait, so you're taking the Orioles or you have no play? The fuck?
Leaning again towards the Orioles. If I make it very official for Dabby Cab there, I lean that way, but I just cannot get behind the Kyle Bradish train. 4 innings, 4 2/3, 6 hits, 3 earned runs against the Tigers, and he got crushed against the Red Sox. I think he's a good pitcher. I just need him to show it to me before I start backing him this year. But yeah, just price wise, 100% on the Orioles. I mean, again, I think this is kind of blasphemy to say. I think as of right now, they are just as good as the Atlanta Braves. And at plus 205, I mean, come on. I know
that's not true at all.
I think they are. I mean,
that's not true. They're not. Wins. They're not though. No, they're not. Their pitching rotation's not as good. Their lineup, from top to bottom, they're not as good. They're a very good team. They've got some.
They have the same. They have the same amount of wins. The Orioles are 22 and 10.
Well, they could have less wins. They're not as good.
22 and 11. Team. They're both 7 and 3 in their last 10. The Orioles are good. We need to put that in our fucking heads.
Anyways, I was reading the chat because I was trying to see. So yeah, Justin's on my side. He said, "Jose, are you serious? Your new friend Chocolate Waterfall agrees with you."
Chocolatey, get it right, please.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, both teams have been playing well as of late. Offense, both of them have prolific offenses. The difference in this game, aside from the fact that it's in Baltimore, is the pitching matchup. Bradish has struggled to go deep into games here. And I don't see why he's going to have an easy time facing this Braves lineup. Strider's been mowing hitters down. He leads the NL with punch-outs. He's got 57 in his 35 innings pitched. So anyways, this is a spot for me. I've gone over this before. We were here last time. This was on the sesh on Monday where I gave this out, or Medicate Monday. But I took the -1 in the first 5. I'm not scared of a push. I don't want to push, but if you were telling me I could get good value on a half a run for the run line, I guarantee you people would be all over it. So you're telling me I can get -112 for -1? Absolutely, sign me up. So I got the Braves -112, -1 in the first 5. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm not going to be on anything. I respect the look. I just think the Braves are fucking good. Or Orioles. I think the Orioles are really fucking good. And again, if they were in literally any other division in baseball, they would be either tied for the lead or have a commanding first place lead in their division. So that's just what I think, but it's going to be fun to watch these teams develop. Obviously, I think the Braves will keep pushing and going up and up and up. And the Orioles, we'll see how their pitching staff develops through the year as well, because we all know that's their biggest weakness. They don't have that guy on their team that you can go give the ball to and feel great about, but I like them nonetheless. Next, Milwaukee versus the Giants here. Alex Cobb versus Colin Ray. Just the most easy. This was the easiest pass on the board for me. I wanted nothing to do with this game. Every time Colin Ray gets on the bump, my dick just gets flaccid. Just nothing to do with it. And it just says, run away from this game. Don't put your money on it. We've got a lot of other games to bet on today. I like Alex Cobb. I respect Alex Cobb, but the price is a little bit too ridiculous here too.
Yeah, I agree completely here. This is the Brewers last year, I couldn't bet them for somebody else, much less myself. I couldn't touch them with the 10-foot pole. But this year, man, I've had some success betting the Brewers. I want to say I'm like 3-0. I haven't bet them much. But this is definitely not a spot. It's Alec Cobb or pass, and this at -175. I just can't get behind it. Giants have won 7 of their last 11 games and 5 of their last 8 home games here, so they are playing well. Offensively, they've done a good job. They've scored 15 runs in their last 3 home games. I don't see any reason why they don't continue to play good offensively here. Maybe this is a spot where I'd look at a first 5 over, or maybe a first 5 team total with the Giants, but I'm going to pass here.
Agreed there. And Rocco mentioning that Cobb has been a top-notch pitcher this year. No one's mentioned it. He has been. He's been great. He went 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs at the Padres. I think you'd take that. I think you'd take that every time. Complete game, 6 hit shutout against the Cardinals. Cardinals suck, but that's still really good. 5 innings, 7 hits, 1 earned run at Miami. He's a good pitcher, Alex Cobb. And, truthfully, selfishly, I would hope the Giants struggle this year, fall out of the playoff spots, and start trading at the deadline because I would love to see Alex Cobb on a different team here. Like, for example, I know a team specifically that needs starting pitcher help, the Texas Rangers. The Texas Rangers are a team that their starting pitchers are okay. You know, obviously without DeGrom, it's a whole different thing, and he's going to be out for fucking like 2 years now. Who knows?
Such a
But
joke.
in game one, they're throwing Martin Perez, Nathan Eovaldi. And you know, I don't feel horrible with those guys, but I don't feel great, you know.
You
So
feel good with them in game 3, game 4.
yeah, so exactly. So if they get like, I don't know, if they find a Lucas Giolito who's been pitching really well this year, coming to be a free agent, et cetera, maybe they get an Alex Cobb, maybe they can be a threat. But
You
yeah,
know, Ohtani, no big deal.
yeah, true. Him too. Maybe they trade Ohtani. Who knows?
We get Ohtani, and then DeGrom gets healthy, and we go into the playoffs with Ohtani and DeGrom as our 1-2.
Yeah, with a fucking DeGrom's torn UCL, won't be alive for fucking 3 years now, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Feel bad for Jacob DeGrom, but we'll see. Let's find out here about this game, Gabby Cab. Let's talk about this game.
You talk about this game. What are you betting? You like this team.
I do like this team, the Boston Red Sox. They're let's look. Hold on. Before I say this, I want to look at the win streaks real quick because I would like to say a controversial statement.
I mean, isn't there going to be at least 17 runs in this game? Maybe like 37?
I don't think so, no. But the Red Sox are the hottest team in baseball, 7-win streak. Next closest is your Los Angeles Angels at 5-game winning streak. So shout out to them. Man, I'm not fading the Red Sox here. Let's just start there. I'm not going to fade the Red Sox right now. Their offense has been just that good that when and they lead the majors in comeback wins too. That is my favorite part about a Red Sox teams. If you fucking come back in games, don't lay down, and the offense can bring you back, I'm all in. And I'm obviously all in on this Red Sox team. I've already convinced myself that they're going to make the playoffs, et cetera. Bailey Falter, just not good. You know, I have not, let me pull up Bailey Falter's numbies real quick, but I'm pretty sure on every Bailey Falter start they've lost this year. That's a lie, actually. They've won one Bailey Falter start this year. He is 1-5 this year. His lone win was a 3-2 victory at the Cincinnati Reds, against the Cincinnati Reds. He went 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, and he got crushed in the next start against them as well. He's just not been good this year. 4 1/3, 8 hits, 4 earned runs against Houston. 6 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned against the Seattle Mariners. I think we probably get more runs here. So honestly, everyone will be shocked to hear it. I think I'm going to be on the Red Sox yet again here. I guess concern if you're back in the Red Sox, obviously Corey Kluber, fingers crossed he can keep his shit together against a good offense. They're 13th right now are the Red Sox, 107 weighted runs created plus against lefties, and then 13th, 102 weighted runs created plus against lefties in the last 2 weeks. So I will probably be on the Red Sox here. We'll be on a money line, I think. But I also don't hate your overlook there, Cap, because Corey Kluber is a scary pitcher to back this year. Started off horrific to the point where we're like, are we already going to DFA this guy? We just signed him to a 1-year, $10 million deal, but are we going to DFA him already? But since then, he's been pitching okay. 5 1/3, 3 hits. 5 1/3, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 home run against the Blue Jays. A good start there. 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run against the Orioles, and they got crushed against the Twins. I think he can pitch well here today. So I like the Red Sox. I'll be on the Red Sox money line today as well.
Yeah, it would be Red Sox or pass for me. They're 5-1 their last 6 games versus a left-handed starter. They've beaten up on worse teams because they're 4-1 their last 5 road games against a team with a losing record, and then they've beaten up on bad pitchers here because they're 16-5 their last 21 starts versus a starter with the WHIP greater than 1.3. Yeah, and Phillies, they've been playing like shit, but they've been playing even worse against better teams. 0-4. Their last 4 versus a team with the winning record. And And same thing against better pitching. 0-4 versus starters with the whip greater than 1.3 at that number that I just went to. I don't see any reason to back Philly here. I think Boston's offense is on a tear, like you've been saying. I think they'll stay hot here. I'm just not betting Corey Kluber. I know he's been better of late, but the only thing I can trust in this game would be Boston's lineup. They're averaging 7.8 runs per game in their 6-game win streak here. And they're also hitting well against left-handed pitching, 262 on the season. I think they're going to jump all over this spot here. So, I mean, you look at Falter, he's given up 14 hits in his last 10 innings. So he's given up more hits per innings. I like the drop the mic play that Joseph dropped in there. Boston Red Sox team total over here. I'm not betting it, but I like it.
I was hoping we'd get another action there for the new mic.
I do like it, but I'm not betting your Red Sox.
That hurts. Red Sox money line for me. Official. By the way, I skipped another game. I did it yesterday. Actually, I skipped a game, and I did it again today. Joe Yurkovich, thank you for the reminder. Let's talk Oakland, Kansas City Royals. The bum fight, another bum fight. I fucking got crushed last night on this, actually. I took the Royals -1 last night, thinking Brad Keller would be good. He got crushed. A valiant comeback for the Royals, but they lost 12-8. And the Oakland A's announcer also accidentally said a racial slur on the broadcast too. So it was just a very eventful game in Kansas City yesterday, Cab. It was very eventful for everyone there. But I'll be honest, Cab. What are we going to say here about this game? It's Ken Waldichuk, who does not, inspire confidence. 5 2/3, 6 hits, 3 earned runs against the Cincinnati Reds.
Hold on. I mean, 3 of his last 4 opponents, he's held under 4 runs. He's been all right. He's cut that ERA in half.
I mean, it's easy to cut an ERA in half when it's fucking $1 million.
That's true.
I mean, throw me out there for anything. I'll get an ERA under $1 million. I can guarantee you that.
I bet you won't.
Well, I mean, again, you did say that you were better than Ken Waldichuk before the show, and you did say that you could start on this A's rotation. So that's true.
Oh, God damn.
You're right. I mean, this price has moved from the Royals here to the Royals. It was -165 last night. So I like Brady, but this is just a easy pass here, unfortunately. Just too juiced for the Royals. -175 is crazy.
Yeah, I agree. It's too juiced. Singer's been inconsistent for me to bet on here. His last outing was rough right here. He had 8 runs on 5 hits and 3 walks in just 2 2 2/3 innings. It was his 4th outing this year, allowing 5 runs or more. He's sitting at 0-2 with the ERA of 4.58 here in his last 3 starts against the A's. So, we all know they have a little bit better road splits than they do at home. So I think maybe you look A's here at plus money or pass.
Interesting. By the way, Rick J, I actually don't think the A's are going to fire the announcer, or maybe he'll take like a suspension day off, whatever the fuck. But yeah, he dropped the hard R when talking about the Negro museums. dropped the hard R. It was tough.
He might not fire him. He's got to go.
It was tough. I thought it was a genuine mistake. It was obviously a super tough mistake. I don't know if they'll fire him though, so we'll see.
He's got to go.
It was bad. It was bad. But I don't know if they'll fire him. I'll be interested to see. He's obviously a super beloved announcer too. So we'll see. It's obviously not Tom Brenneman. That guy. I think I watch that Reds apology once a year, just for my laughs and giggles. But we'll see. And by the way, apparently Saturate's saying he's fired. Is he already fired? They already take care of him? I hope not. I like them. I don't think they'll fire him. Hot take, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a racist, I guess. I don't know. Fuck.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Good impressionation there.
Thank you.
Ron Crawford, spreadsheet play of the day, by the way, Cincinnati Reds there. So take that to the bank with you. Nationals versus the Arizona Diamondbacks is our next game here. Let's bring it up. Tommy Henry versus Mackenzie Gore. Mackenzie Gore has been a good back pitcher this year, but the Arizona Diamondbacks, shockingly good. They're hitting righties well, and that's really what kept me off. Tommy Henry is I don't know. I mean, let's look up Tommy Henry real quick. I forget if Tommy Henry's a lefty for some reason. He is. I thought so. And I believe, I know I'm getting confused with the Detroit Tigers, excuse me. The Nationals against lefties last 2.5 weeks are 20th, 84 weighted runs created plus. And full season, they are 15th, 103 weighted runs created plus. So not horrible, honestly. So if you wanted to take a national spot, I could see it. But I stayed off this game. This is just one of those games where we have a full slate of baseball. There's so many other games to bet on. Why bet on this game? Pass.
Yeah, I get it. I think here, Mackenzie Gore's been, all right, but he gives up way too many walks. He's the second highest walk rate among qualified starters in that, and that's a statistic, I guess you could say. But yeah, he's got the second highest walk rate. And if he's helping this Arizona team out, they've got some serious base running abilities. And hits are kind of inevitable. So when you give up free bases, it's just never something I like to back. I think this is just a spot where I think the Nationals, start to play more like the Nationals. I know they've been good, or been better, I guess you can say, hitting, but I think they're going to regress right here. I think this is a good Diamondback spot. I just haven't bet it.
Fair. Shout out to Man Bear Pig. Man Bear Pig is our Washington Nationals expert. I think he's in the DC area. I'm not sure if he's in the DMV, but he's on the Nationals money line. So shout out to him. I mean, this is a cheaper Nationals money line.
Hey, happy birthday to our guy Markel. I think you said it was Saturday was your birthday, if I remember correctly.
Shout out to Markel. Happy birthday to him, my man. Thank you for watching.
Oh yeah.
I'll give you a birthday pick if it's your birthday, my guy. But yeah, and by the way, I forgot to mention this earlier in the Royals A's game. That total is at 10. That total is at 10 because the wind is howling out, just blowing out as hard as I've seen it in Kauffman in a while. 15-mile-an-hour blowing out, going down to 12 and 9, basically 10 throughout the game. So a lot of winds blowing out that day. So
Man Bear Pig said he's not in DC. I didn't think that either, Man Bear Pig. I was like, just because he said the Nationals doesn't mean he's in DC.
Well, I'm just guessing. Maybe he's in the DMV. I don't know. Man Bear Pig, where are you from? I'd love to know how you became a Nationals fan and wherever you're from. So.
And what's your bank account and Social Security while you're at it?
Yes, please. And your pet's first name for the security questions, too.
Your mother's maiden name.
Thank you, that too. By the way, King Art, he's saying, Jose said he racist maybe. Oakland first 5? I mean, good justification, I guess, King Art. Good justification. Whatever you need to get to the window, my man. So shout out to you. Thanks for watching, I guess. Let's talk about the game of the day and a game I'm interested to talk about here, Dabby Cab. First of all, you did not back Yu Darvish yesterday against the Dodgers. I'm shocked to hear that, honestly.
I pick and choose my spots with him, man. Kershaw's been dealing. I've only bet Darvish 3 times this year. 2-1 betting him right now. Yeah, I'm frustrated I laid off, but I did. So get over it. Move on.
Fair enough. I'm not going to move on. I'm going to dwell on it for a little bit. But by the way, Man Bear Pig is from Vancouver. Well, BC Canadian. So the Expos. That makes sense. I don't know how far Montreal and Vancouver are, but yeah, that makes sense. I think, I don't know. This is a classic capping situation versus the market situation here, Dabby Cab. Last night, this is minus 110 both ways. And I was like, okay, I like the Dodgers here. We'll see how it goes in the morning. I don't know if you saw this, Dabby Cab, but the Padres video board person as well put a crying Clayton Kershaw on their thing after they lost last night. And I was like, man, if the Dodgers can't come back and show some fight after that, you're getting bitched by your rival and your guy, the fucking leader in this clubhouse, the guy that's going to be the Hall of Famer on this club, is getting made fun of on the video board. Somebody show some balls on this Dodgers squad and say, no, we're going to come back, beat these guys. They beat us in the playoffs. They beat us again last night. Somebody step up and show some balls on this fucking Dodgers team and win this ball game. That would be my lean. But you see the lines on the screen. It's gone to minus 130 now for the Padres. Blake Snell. I hate Blake Snell. He sucks. But here's the thing. The Dodgers are so bad against lefties this year. I don't know why. I just could not tell you why they are as bad as they are. Full season against lefties, 22, 89 weighted runs created plus. Last 2 weeks, 24th, 74 weighted runs created plus. Just fuck me. I just can't do it. Just cannot do it. So I passed on this game. I really wanted to bet the Dodgers, but the line movement scared me. Blake Snell is being a lefty. I'm like, okay, I guess I don't like Blake Snell at all, but I'll respect it. And Dustin May, obviously enjoy, but every time I bet on Dustin May, I see him I gotta lose. So I passed. I get this at the end of the day.
You know, our guy BJ said his best bet is Padres money line. Shout out to our guy BJ in the chat. I think he said he's got like $1,000 on it or something. I didn't see the amount, but he said that's his best bet. Look, I think the Padres, as somebody who bets them quite often, I do bet on the Padres a lot. I follow this team pretty closely. I think they've turned that corner. I think this team is just going to keep getting hotter. Their lineup's just going to keep getting better. I think maybe a first 5 over here. I don't really want to go against Dustin May. And, you know, Snell, like you said, he's been struggling this year. I mean, his best start, he's given up 2 runs. He had back-to-back starts where he went 5 innings and gave up 2 runs. But outside of that, it's been 3 or more every start. But like you said, Dodgers can't hit lefties. And I know that Snell has struggled, but over his career, he's been kind of one of those guys that gets into grooves. He'll have like 4 starts that are really good, and then he'll fall apart. Then he'll come back. And I could see him still doing that because he's still got a lot of that plus stuff. I think this might be a first 5 over spot. And as far as sides go, I'd only take the Padres.
Interesting. By the way, Paco, you and Damon obviously know this Padres squad well and all that stuff. Yesterday, it felt like there was a lot of Padres fans there. I mean, Connor Mack said that there would be a good amount of Dodgers fans there. I didn't watch the full game, but let me know what kind of percentages it was against with them there. I mean, honestly, like I said, I really wanted to back the Dodgers here after that bullshit that they pulled, but it doesn't seem like it. It seems like it's going to be a Blake Snell good start and a Padres win here, huh? So, all right, let's move on here. We've got 2 more games here to talk about. I've got 1 more graphic actually, so you'll have to deal with that for a second. But let's talk about this last game. And there's been some pitching changes I see apparently for the Marlins. So we'll talk about that at the end of the show real quick. But let's talk Texas Rangers, Los Angeles Angels. The AL West, these battles in the AL West can be just so boring. Debbie Cav, like I just want nothing to do with either one of these squads. On the face of it, give me the Rangers. I like Nathan Eovaldi much more than I like Reed Detmers. The Rangers are 7th against lefties in the last 2 weeks, 127 weighted runs created plus. Full season, they against lefties, they're 11th, 110. So I definitely lean that way with the Rangers. I like Nathan, like I mentioned. And these are the series that will determine if both these teams make the playoffs. They have to win these series against each other to make the playoffs because we all know the Astros are going to be there at the end of the series or end of the year. The Mariners are up and down, but we all have confidence in them. You know, by the way, I don't think the Mariners are going to make the playoffs anymore. But, I mean, it's a fun matchup to watch just if you're an AOS fan, but ultimately I had nothing on this game betting-wise. Just lean to the Rangers.
I bet the Rangers first 5. I got them plus 105 in the first 5, and this line is flipped. Rangers were dogs, and now it looks like I'm showing their favorites at some books here. You know, Detmers hasn't been great this year. He's been struggling to get through 5 innings, to say the least. His last 2 starts at Milwaukee and KC, he did all right. He only gave up 2 runs, but he still gave up the 7 hits in the 5 innings, still giving up more hits than he is innings pitched. Last start in Milwaukee, he gave up the 4 runs and the 4 hits in the 4 innings.
Migraine is hard, so you hit back with you, Brody.
Migraines suck. That is true. They really do. But anyways, I just think that the Rangers are going to be able to get to him here. And you said it. They got Perez and Eovaldi right now. These are their best 2 pitchers without DeGrom. So this is a spot where they need to step up. They need to get runs. They need to win. I don't hate that team total over there that Rocco put in the chat either. But I took Rangers first 5 plus 105.
I might be on the Rangers today. Migraines do suck, though, Cap. That is facts. I think I'm going to add the Rangers first 5 with you, Dabra. It's going to be fun watching this game. You took the money line, I assume.
What? Yeah, first 5 money line plus 105. Yeah. Sorry, I was just paying attention to the chat there.
No worries. I'm getting it at minus 105, but that's because I am a skunt. Let me check one more site. Minus 102 is what I'm getting, actually. So, all right. Beautiful looks there, Cab. I cannot wait. People also like the over in this game as well. If I had to pick a side on the over or under, excuse me, I'd pick the over for sure. So, shout out to Jagged. I assume that's how you say your name. Appreciate you for watching. Last game on the card, no graphic because I'm a lazy bum, but let's talk about it. Astros versus the Mariners. I just talked about the Mariners and how I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs. It's 3 spots for like 8 teams, and their offense just has not been good enough. And maybe I'll look like an asshole at the end of the year, but there's a lot of good teams for not that many spots, and it's a tough division, I guess, but I just don't think that they've got it, unfortunately. So maybe I'll fade the Mariners for the rest of the year. I don't know. Do I want to really back the Astros here with J.P. France on the bump, making his debut? I know the Astros are kind of a factory for pitchers, but still, let's look at his AAA numbers this year. I should have texted my friend in AAA and asked if he's any good, actually. 4 2/3, 3 hits, 2 runs. Only one of them earned 3 Ks. Sorry, 3 walks, 6 Ks there last time out. He is a little bit of an opener guy because his appearance before that wasn't a start, but he went 5 innings, 1 hit, no earned runs, 6 Ks there. And another 5 innings, no hits, no earned runs, 7 Ks, 1 walk. Pretty good numbers from JP France. Do I trust him against the Seattle offense? That's the real question here. He's a righty, so let's check out the numbers against righties for your Seattle Mariners this year, because I know for a fact they're not going to be too impressive this year. So they are currently 18th full season, 97 weighted runs created plus. Man, am I going to talk myself into backing JP France here today, Debbie Kev? That's what it sounds so far. Last 2.5 weeks, 18th, 89 weighted runs created plus. Against Marco Gonzalez obviously has been fine. He kind of is what he is. He's an innings eater, really. But he's 2-0 this year, so you can't ask for much more. 14th, 105, weighted runs created plus against lefties full season for the Astros. Last 2 weeks, 19th, 89 weighted runs created plus. I would always like that number to be higher than the full season number if I'm going to back him. TBH. So I think, honestly, after all that humming and hawing, I guess I'll pass here. But I do like the Astros in this game. And by the way, the line has fucking jumped their way as well. Last night was minus 105 for the Astros. Now minus 125 for the Astros. So a lot of people liking JP France. A lot of people liking him.
That's the only way I'd look in this game. On the other side, though, Gonzalez, I know he gave up the 5 runs against Toronto last game. In the 3 innings were the 8 hits. Well, he gave up the 5 earned runs, 8 total runs. Just absolute fucking debacle. But the 2 games before that, Philadelphia, he got through 5 innings, only gave up 1 run. Milwaukee, he got through 6 innings, only gave up 2 runs. And even before that, Cleveland, he got through 5 innings and only gave up 1 run. So he's been serviceable at least.
Wow. You know what I just realized, Cab?
What?
We're going to get a battle of 2 Frances in this game. Ty versus JP.
There you go. Good recognition. Yeah, you know what I like is what Rick J just said, Astros team total or nothing. I might look at the Astros team total in this game. That could be a good bet there. Because I don't really like getting behind somebody on their first start. You know that. It's just not something I'm going to do. So it's either Astros team total or pass for me.
And honestly, I would, if the price was still like minus 115, minus 120, maybe, I'd take the Astros, but minus 125, I just have nothing to do there.
Yep.
So I've got nothing on this game either, unfortunately, there, Dabby Cab. But that so concludes this long show with a full card here. We appreciate you guys, as always, for watching the show. Justin McAvee, RVD, Joe, Rick J, Chocolatey Waterfall, Jagged, Real Deal, Man Bear Pig, Paco, Damon, Wine Tine, all you guys, BJ. We appreciate you guys. Let's review our plays here, which won't take too fucking long because we only have, or at least I only have 4 plays. Cab has like 3.
That's
but
a
we're
lot.
Today.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
There's like 7 bets, bro. What the fuck? Wait, people want 13 bets when they turn into a show. 20 bets.
Maybe.
7 bets is plenty.
Let's get 7-0 right now, Cab. 7-0.
Let's
right
fucking do it. Don't lose.
Tampa Bay team total over 4 minus 120.
Don't
Tampa
copy
Bay,
my bets.
I know I'm copying them all. I'm actually tailed everything. Tampa Bay team total over 4 minus 120. Pittsburgh team total over 4 plus 115. Boston money line plus 139. And Texas first 5 money line minus 102.
Hold on. Didn't we get a spreadsheet play of the day today in there from Ron Crawford?
We did. His spreadsheet play of the day was Cincinnati Reds.
Shout out to our guy Ron Crawford right there. There you go.
By the way, Rocco, real quick, we did look at the A's game. We passed on it. I like the over 10 just because the wind is howling really hard out right now. So I would look at that over 10 just because of that.
All right. I got Tampa Bay team total over 4 minus 120. I got the Atlanta first 5 minus 1 minus 112. And then I got the Rangers plus 105 in the first 5 on the money line.
By the way, Joe Yukovic just locked in Royals team total over 5.5 there, minus 109. The wind, it's gonna take those balls out today. It's gonna be a high scoring game over there. I can almost guarantee that wind. But yeah, that's the show, guys. I know a little anticlimactic ending there, I guess, but that's the show. We appreciate everyone.
No, tell us about the party you went to.
No, I cannot. I'll tell you after the show, unfortunately, Dabby Cab.
Okay. I'll tell you guys next time.
Yeah, I appreciate all you guys. We went 2-1 yesterday, a winning day. Let's keep putting those winning days together to climb out of this fucking shitty hole that I've been in all season. But it's one step at a time, 1 foot forward, all that good shit. Don't forget to become a member of the Pub Club today, the Pub Members Club, $4.99 a month. Just scroll down a little bit, hit join up down there, and it'll take you through all that. It's a good time. It helps support the pub in many ways. So become a member today. Dabby Cab, when's the next time that people can see you?
I'll probably jump on the horse racing stream at some point, but also on Monday. Make sure and tune in. Medicate Mondays. We're gonna have a good show this Monday. I got video of you, Jose. We got some of your wrestling action from high school. I have an actual clip of Jose wrestling, so make sure you tune in Monday so you can see it.
Yeah, I'm sure my mother sent it to you because she was obviously at all of my wrestling events, obviously. So yeah, I can't wait to see the film. Go dissect the footage of me wrestling, everyone. Just a reminder, 2-14. Tell your friends.
This is one of those 2 wins. Also
2-14. Tell your friends. But Cab, thanks so much for joining us. Saturated, King Art, Joe, Rocco, Jagged, Real Deal, Ron, Rick J, Justin, RVD, Alfred, Craigwood, Man Bear Pig, Damon, Wine Time, BJ, JPZ. All you guys. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you guys. By the way, the pitching change I forgot to mention earlier. Apparently no more Brian Hoeing. It might be a Matt Barnes opener followed by Chichi Gonzalez. If Chichi is in fact the primary, I would bet the Cubs, but it's obviously going to be too juiced. Maybe a team total, but Chichi Gonzalez fucking sucks. So there you go. We'll be betting against him throughout the year, hopefully. So let's get into it. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Say hey to us on social media. And we'll see you guys next time for another edition of Say Hey Plays.
Where's the bang bang, Preston? Come on.
I can't breathe.
Pub Sports Radio. Come find us in Southtown 101. Subscribe on YouTube and all platforms where podcasts are found.